Yes. Can you act quickly enough to prevent inflation from getting out of control?
We could raise interest rates in 15 minutes if we have to. So there really is no problem with raising rates, tightening monetary policy, slowing the economy, reducing inflation at the appropriate time. Now, that time is not now.
You have what degree of confidence in your ability to control this?
100%.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event. And now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. And we've been flat over the last few weekends. We received the pump from the Blackrock news, and we haven't done anything since. We know Blackrock and these other banks coming in doing these spot Bitcoin ETFs. We know there's a bigger agenda. And this article states that Fed Jerome Powell takes hawkish tone at Jackson Hole. And guys, we know there was no hawkish tone. He barely stated anything, but we know what the agenda is. Higher rates for longer, so therefore they destroy this current legacy market in order to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. Now guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators, and yield rates are going to be so important over these next few months. Yield rates have definitely been rising. Yesterday, as Jerome Powell was doing the actual speech, yield rates pulled back once he was finished. They rose again, but we had the back end drop slightly. So we'll see what they do Monday morning. And then, of course, guys, we have the dollar, which is getting stronger. And we know that's not good for the markets, and it's definitely not good for the emerging markets. But we know the BRICS have a plan, and that's to get off the dollar. And then, of course, guys, we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then we have the Fed. Guys, make sure you're paying attention to this repo. All of a sudden, she drops down to 1.68 trillion. And we know that's the only reason why markets did decent on Friday. We had the dollar strong, and we had yield rates moving up. The market definitely should have pulled back, but all we have to do is make sure we're looking at all the actual indicators. Leave the guesswork out. Now, guys, we have the Spanish Central Bank officials talk about private payment services in the era of digital euro. And of course, guys, with these new digital currencies, DeFi, this old banking model was out. And in the article, it states that it can help with cross-border payments and cut the cost of doing business. And guys, we know this current banking model is fee-based. And that's the reason why a lot of these small and medium-sized banks cannot make it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, of course, we have Grayscale sending about $21.7 billion. And we have Hashdex joins the race for spot Bitcoin ETF with unique strategy. But guys, don't forget, BAC is supposed to have physical Bitcoin for its futures ETF. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Base set to receive 118 million Optimism tokens over a 6-year agreement. And guys, what do I teach you? Follow the money. Now we have Binance drop sanctioned Russian banks from peer-to-peer services. And of course, guys, the Binance movie continues. But we see all these corporations separating themselves from Russia. But guys, remember, it's all part of the plan. The two sides are working together in order to bring in this digital transformation. Now we have Blockstream Core Lightning adds splicing enabled unified wallet balances. And of course, guys, splicing cuts multiple channels per user, which helps with liquidity. Now we have some of the PEPE team members withdraw their coins and leave the rest of the team in control. And of course, guys, they wanted to ride in the sunset with the millions of dollars. And lastly, guys, we have Atari founder and Animoca see Web3 games as vital for virtual ownership and education. And guys, we know this is a fact. If you look at the millennials and Generation Z, this is the easy way on how they get them moved over to this digital transformation, the fourth industrial revolution, the metaverse. If you actually look at majority of millennials and Generation Z, they're already paying with their phones. They're not pulling out cash. And we know for a fact They're playing all the video games. And the powers that be don't want them to understand the technology. They just want them to use it. The same way, guys, we have the current system. They don't teach finances in school, so therefore you can't take advantage of the system. And the same thing with this digital transformation. If you understand the technology, you know where we're headed, then therefore you can invest. They don't want you to take advantage of that. And that's why they keep the masses distracted on things that don't matter, and especially the youth. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.